Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for Week 12, Race 6. We are here at Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Dallas. Well, ready to get Race 6 of the 2004 race underway. We'll send it down to pit road here shortly to follow our driver's spotlight. We'll go over some qualifying highlights as well as the weekend winners. And we got a little bit of silly season news we can recap before the race. And well, we'll send you down to pit lane here and we'll get this race started.
Drivers, to your cars.
It's right there. We just got the announcement. Driver to your cars. We'll start the pre-race here. We'll go down to pit road here and we'll catch you up on some stories. Here we got Terry Labonte, finished second here in 2003, and he qualified in the top 10. Looks like he qualified 8th today. He's 17th in points, 80 behind the point leader. Got to really put some work in there for DEI. I don't think their expectations, I'm not speaking for them, but I don't think their expectation was exactly to go out there and try and win a championship. But I think this is an improvement from last season. But we'll have to see how they do today. Quality finished second here last season. So far in mile and a half this year, 18th and 36th. Not very great. And then Tony Stewart here, about mid-pack, he won this race last season. We'll have to see him and follow him up through the field. As well as Casey Mears, he qualified 10th today. There's Casey Mears there in that Target car. He outqualified his Chip Ganassi teammates quite well, actually. We'll look at Sterling Marlin. There he is there, and then Jamie McMurray as well is back there. And those Chip Ganassi guys are going to have to get through the field, as well as Dale Jarrett. They're going to have to get their way through the field today. We'll see how, it's a long one, very, very long race. There's going to be 4 to 5 pit stops in this race, so we'll have to see them make their way through the field. And we'll kind of go over the weekend winners. There you see Kenny Wallace there. He won the Busch race yesterday, driving for Joe Nemechek and his Busch Series team. And then we also got rookie Paul Menard. He ran the late model race at Bowman Gray and was able to pick up a win there. And we'll have to see if he can ring in any success here today. And then Bill Lester also won the truck race, but he's not in this race today. But yeah, we'll kind of go over here, kind of briefly fly through the field here. My pick, it's really, really tough to beat those Roush guys. Greg Biffle put it on pole. Um, I think Kurt Busch. I think he's gonna be my pick. Um, but look right there, Casey Kane, Busch Series regular, qualified third. I think Kurt Busch. I think he can win it. I picked Kenseth to win. What was that, Atlanta? Um, or was no Bristol. I picked him to win Bristol. So, and then we'll go over the point standings here really quick. All right, here are the point standings. We got Matt Kenseth up top by 28 whole points. And then Jeremy Mayfield, Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marling is having a sneaky, consistent, quiet season. Jimmy Johnson there in top 5. Kind of go through this here. And here we go. So we'll send it down trackside for driver start your engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
There it goes. The engines are fired. Let's go over the starting lineup. Row 1, to outside we got Bill Elliott. There's Greg Biffle. My pick, Kurt Busch. His inside, Casey Kane, and his Cup Series start. Oh, by the way, he does pretty good in his starts. In this Busch Series start, I think he finished very well last year. We got Robbie Gordon. There's Brian Vickers. Terry Labonte, Jeff Burton. Casey Mears, Matt Kenseth. Ryan Newman, Mark Martin. There's Johnny Benson in the 91. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Joe Nemechek, Terry Labonte, Ricky Rudd, Michael Waltrip. There's Tony Stewart, Elliott Sadler, Paul Menard, Kevin Harvick, Travis Kvapil, Kyle Petty, Steve Park, Jeff Green, Jerry Mayfield, Ron Hornaday, John Andretti, Ricky Craven, Dave Blaney, Jimmy Spencer, Ken Schrader, Coy Gibbs, Ward Burton, Jack Sprague. Last two rows, Sterling Marlin, Kenny Wallace, Dale Jarrett, and James McMurray round out your last row. Again, 85 laps here, mile and a half. These guys are going to be flying down into turn one, probably excess of 185, possibly up to maybe 190, maybe 195 on the draft. These guys are going to be flying around here. Yeah, we'll have to see. There's going to be a lot of pit stops, but pace car makes that left-hand turn. We're coming down here. Green flag is out. We are underway at Texas. As these guys settle in position, Greg Biffle has the lead, followed by Casey Kane has kind of found himself in second. Casey Kane's teammate, last series Busch Series champion, Brian Vickers, finds himself in third. Bill Elliott trying to fend off Kurt Busch. There's Jeff Burton. And on that start, you saw Johnny Benson get thrown up top 3 wide. He won a Busch Series race in the 59 off of fuel strategy. We'll have to see how he fares in this race. Driving at 91 for Evernham. He sits in the top 20 now, but he's under attack from that 25. Jeff Gord, a little uncharacteristic. We'll kind of have to see how he gets through this field today. We'll kind of shuffle on up through the field here. Greg Biffle continues to lead. These guys are flying. Excess of 200 miles an hour into turn one. Kurt Busch just hit the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, these guys are flying around here. There goes Vickers looking for a pass on Casey Kane. Casey Kane's looking to kind of fend off Vickers. Here comes Kurt Busch and Jeff Burton with their teammate Biffle leading. One thing I did not get to talk about in the pre-race, and we may have talked about it and touched on it briefly in other weeks, but is Roush Racing and their silly season update. So there was rumors over the offseason that Roush wanted to expand in 2006, he wanted to expand to a 6-car operation with a 7th car part-time, or possibly in 2007 having 8 full-time cars. He said he had sponsorship for it, and NASCAR said, no, we don't want that. We don't want one team, running around here. And Yates is rumored to be expanding to a 3rd, possibly a 4th car. Wood Brothers wanted to expand to a 2-car. So with all that alliance, it would be like 13 to 14 basically Roush cars out there. And with Hendrick expanding to 5 cars this season with that 84, Joe Gibbs has 4 cars out there now. NASCAR wanted to put a stop to that, so going into 2006, they have capped the teams. They can only run 4 cars, full-time cars, going into the 2006 season. So next year, in 2005, they can still run as many cars as they want, but going into 06, they will be capped at 4. They can run a 5th car, but it has to be half or under starts. So, we run 30 races, it can only show up to 15 races. So, just a little bit of a cap that NASCAR wanted to put on these teams. And, we'll have to see how it goes. It's definitely going to shape the future of the sport. I personally like it. But we'll have to see how it goes. It's honestly a good thing that 99 car doesn't have sponsorship for, majority of it. And they got 4 out of the 5, 4 out of the top 5 right now. And they're about to go 4 for 4 if Mark Martin could find their way around Bill Elliott. I think Roush this year came to play. I don't think they liked how Hendrick and Chevrolet kind of walked all over them last season. I think they've came to play this season. But what that does is there's only one driver under contract for next season, and that is Matt Kenseth. He's the only driver at Roush who has a contract. And going into 06, I feel like there's going to be an odd man out. There might even be an odd man out this season. Because there's a kid named Carl Edwards in the Busch Series. He's tearing it up right now. I think he, next season, will be a Cup driver. But with that being said, who's going to be that odd man out? I mean, Roush could go to 6 cars next season. You know, they could do that, but then they would have to shut 2 of them down going into 06. I just don't think that's very efficient. I think Jack Roush has the resources if they wanted to. You know, just to kind of prove a point to NASCAR. But, you know, who's going to be the odd man out? I mean, we got Greg Biffle, Rookie of the Year last season. Kurt Busch, very young, developing. Jeff Burton's an interesting wild card because I think he can still develop, but I'm not sure how much potential he has versus these top 2 right now. I think they have a ton of potential. And Jeff Burton, I mean, we don't really know what his potential is. Can he go any quicker? He doesn't have a win. We'll have to see. I mean, you know, Roush is going to have a very, very important decision to make at the end of the season. And right there, Greg Biffle makes a pass, putting 4 Roush cars in the top 4. But yeah, Mark Martin, you know, I think Roush should keep him around, mentor these younger guys, as Johnson has a massive run. I don't know where that came from. He's going to try and take 4th here from Mark Martin. But as I was saying, you know, I think Mark could mentor Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards. I know Casey Atwood is also in the Busch Series. They got John Wood and Kyle Busch down in trucks. I think he can mentor these young guys and really help with the development of them. I don't think you let Mark Martin walk away. So between Mark and Kenseth, I think you keep those 2. But then you have, I mean, Jeff Burton, who's going for 2nd on his teammate Kurt Busch. You got Kurt Busch, Jeff Burton, Greg Biffle, and Carl Edwards going for 2 spots. So I think their relationship with the Wood brothers helps out a lot. I think possibly someone could go there. Robert Yates, I think, you know, there's rumblings and rumors that they're wanting to expand to a 3, possibly even a 4-car operation as soon as 2005, possibly 2006. We'll have to see. You know, I know these guys are really, really close in alliance. I know the 72, that's a developing and growing team. I don't know. We'll have to see. But as of right now, that's future stuff. That's rumors, speculations. As Mark Martin has put himself back into 4th. There's Matt Kenseth going in on Bobby Labonte. That's speculation. That's future stuff. Let's focus on in right now, and that's Greg Biffle leading this Texas race. These guys can probably make it about 18 to 19 laps on gas. So there'll be a lot of pit stops here today. And Greg Biffle, kind of a shallow entry. Is he coming this time? And Biffle's pitting. That'll give the lead to Jeff Burton. And it looks like everybody else is kind of staying out here. Yeah, Biffle made that scheduled pit stop. I think the fall off's about a 2nd or so. Maybe 9/10. Here's our driver spotlight, Terry Labonte. Just inside the top 20. Here's your Daytona 500 champion, Ryan Newman. And there's Dale Jarrett making nice steady progress up through the field as we got 3 wide action here. There's that 72 we talked about. Looks like he's coming in this time. Any leaders pitting? Does not. Looks like Jeff Burton pit. Let's give the lead to Kurt Busch. Here's Mark Martin. Brian Vickers had that horrible crash in Atlanta. Had a talk with him. He's still not feeling 100%. Great to see him running up, you know, towards the bottom half of the top 10. Whoa, Robbie Gordon. These guys are flying down into the pits. And there's Kenny Wallace, your Busch Series winner. So you can pick him up here. There he is. He can go ahead and get himself a bonus point. Maybe some clean air. Maybe he's going to try and overcut some people. If he can maybe stretch it one more lap, he might be able to eliminate a pit stop altogether. That's a big ask, though. He's coming this time. There's McMurray, Sterling Marlin. Greg Biffle looks like he's going to get the lead back here. Not this lap, but when everything eventually cycles. There's Jeff Burton back there. It's not Mark. There's Kurt Busch. He will easily hold on to the lead. Bobby Labonte, Kevin Harvick. Here comes Michael Waltrip to the inside of Bill Elliott. Ooh, look out, Vickers! And Bill Elliott is not only going to hold off Michael Waltrip, but he might be able to pass Vickers. That worked out pretty good for Bill. Bobby Labonte cycled amazingly. Ricky Paul Menard. So there's Biffle going into 3. There's Jeff Burton going into 3. Kurt Busch. Bobby Labonte is on a roll right now. Car's pretty hooked up. We might have to keep an eye on him. He goes into 3rd now. Mark Martin, Bill Elliott. Kind of roll through here, see how everyone cycled. Look at Ricky Rudd up to P11. There's Terry Labonte up to 15th there. There's Jeff Green. Look at that. P16 for that 72 car. Couple steps in the right direction. Dale Jarrett, Casey Mears. Kenny Wallace up to 23rd. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is kind of having an off day. Sterling Marlin steadily making his way through the field. Tony Stewart, last year's winner here. 29th, there's Elliott Sadler. Ryan Newman, Jane McMurray a little further back than I'm sure they were hoping in those Dodges. There's Ricky Craven. Casey King, what happened to him? He was running so good. Robbie Gordon, there's Coy Gibbs. So far, 2 wins in the Busch Series this season. Johnny Benson, another Busch Series winner. Joe Nemechek, not running very well. There's Travis Kvapil. He's also running the 5 in the Busch Series. There's Menard, late model winner. Jimmy Spencer also won a late model race this season. And we'll cycle back up to the front where we got Greg Biffle leading. Next time by already will be 60 to go. 60 to go. I mean, Roush, absolutely, really fast. Look at Michael Waltrip's trying to get a run here. Kevin Harvick and Vickers. Bill Elliott trying to hold all 3 of them off. That's just going to bring Jimmy Johnson into the mix now. Let's go on board, Brian Vickers. These guys are fighting hard. Kappa on board. So we got Jeff Burton closing in on the lead here now. We got Kurt Busch going back by Bobby Labonte. But yeah, we got Greg Biffle and Jeff Burton. Are we going to get a little teammate one-on-one here? Duel, like we did at Atlanta. Where we saw Matt Kenseth and Mark Martin absolutely duke it out. Yeah, we could expect pit stops around between like lap 36 and lap 40 here. Burton went to make a peek. Nothing to do so far. We're about 4 or 5 laps away from pit stops. Burton's closing in ever so slightly. It looks like Kurt Busch has put some distance on Bobby Labonte there. You see on the ticker up top. Here comes Kurt Busch off at 2. Does he get a run? Does he make a move going on into 3? Not yet. Alright, look at Biffle just able just to rotate and carry the speed and the momentum. Well, look at the center and the entrance of the corner. And Jeff Burton's there. He's gonna hang a left. They're gonna be side by side going into turn 3. Biffle's trying to hold the outside, trying to carry the momentum. Jeff Burton lifts, try to keep it off of him. They're going to be side by side here at the line. Biffle by about a half a car length, maybe a little bit more. Into turn 1, side by side. Biffle's going to lift. It almost looks like he tried giving it to him there. But I think Burton lifted, not trying to wash up and get into him. Biffle, I think, just going to let him go. And we got a new leader, Jeff Burton, in that Pennzoil Ford. Or here, can Biffle maybe try and get in the draft, try and put a corner together and get a run and maybe try and pass him and going into turn 3 like Burton did to him. Yeah, 16 is really good at wrapping the bottom right there. Is that going to be enough, though? He's got a little run. Not quite. Nobody's on pit road yet. And here comes Biffle. Speaking of which, both of them. Top 2 are in. Kurt Busch is going to pit. Yeah, I think those two realize that they're the fastest car here today. Barring any mechanical failures or anything like that. Yeah, I think though it's going to be a duel between those two, and I think Burton and team are just trying to cover off Biffle. And it's going to come down to a team effort getting on and off pit road. Kurt Busch is going to stay out yet another lap. Here goes Michael Waltrip, Bill Elliott, there's Ricky Rudd. How about Dale Jarrett? Just slowly working his way up. Bobby Labonte was also on pit road that last time by. Here comes Kurt Busch. Kevin Harvick's going to stay out. Looks like he's going to try and get a bonus point. He's got it. Looks like Casey Mears is going to try and stay out. Let's go see who cycled the best. Oh, I saw Jeff Burton here. Let's just do this. Jeff Burton. behind. Oh yeah, Jeff Burton cycled way ahead of Greg Biffle. Looks like he's got Jim McMurray in front of him now, who have yet to pit. Burton's gonna stay high so he can pit. McMurray can pit, that is, but oh, we got a spinner somewhere. That's gonna bring the yellow out. Oh, wreck! Couple dodges involved. Jeff Green, I see down there. Terry Labonte, Ricky Rudd, no! As it looks like Kenny Wallace, I believe, staying out there on track is going to pick up the pace car. And I believe these guys should get the wave around here. Or are they going to pit? This just flipped this race upside down. Look out. These guys are trying to get their lap back here as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and see what happened there. No, Ricky Rudd had an issue. Looks like the 19 had an engine going down. So yeah, it comes out on pit road, trying to get up to speed. Or is this? No, he's already... Or he's blowing up there. Is the yellow out at this point? Yeah, it's out at this point. So... Takes 2 tires. Yeah, no. So this is... Yeah, no. Okay. So we gotta go... Here we go. Okay. Yeah, okay. So something happened down here with the 91. So I heard the tires screeching. So it looks like the 15 is coming out of pit road. He tries pitting. Oh, Johnny Benson. Oh. Look out. Ooh. That's a shot. Oh, another shot. Big wreck. A lot of hard hits in that one. So, yeah, that's pretty simple. So we got the 15 coming out of pit road. Johnny Benson had not pitted yet. Bobby Labonte had just pitted. And, yeah, it looks like the 91 just, tried lifting, letting the 15 go by. And then I think the 18 kind of scared him, bounced off the 15, into the 18. Ugh. And then again, bam! That's 4 destroyed race cars right there. Ken Schrader almost got Terry Labonte. Yeah, that'll bring out the yellow. Mm. Alrighty, so we got Kevin Harvick, the leader, and a lot of cars that have to be waved around the pace car here. So we'll get to doing that. Check the 25, the 43. '77. The 15. The 11, 84. The 30. I'm screwing stuff up, aren't I? I'm just gonna overload the system. We'll see what happens. I don't know. 18. Surely that won't like completely screw everything up. Oh gosh. Look out, Mikey. Yeah, hopefully they'll kind of spread out, getting down into turn 3 here. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna wreck. Probably shouldn't have done that. Let's just kind of go back here. Back. Yeah, so I think. Yikes. Well, we'll just say all these guys got like a wave around or something. Um, but yeah, hey, we'll get back green here. We're about halfway through the race. A little just past halfway. I hope they don't wreck. Hopefully they'll figure it out. This was not supposed to happen. But, I know there's a way I can clear black flags. I'm sure that's going to happen. Because these guys are not going to go. Let me... Is it clear all? No? Clear? Anyways. Well... Kevin Harvick's in the lead at least. We are green. Back green from Texas. I think the 84 has like some damage or something. Oh boy. Look out. Yeah, Michael Waltrip got the lead here. The 84, all these guys are pitting. I don't know. Casey Mears is now in the lead. Cool. We got like 3 wide. Look out. Coy Gibbs. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm kind of tempted to throw yellow again just so everything kind of works itself out. So we got all these guys on pit road now. I'm so confused. But, anyways, Jeff Burton's in the lead now, or, well, he's leading this group, but he's in 21st. Casey Mears, qualified 10th. Here he is. Up to the lead now. There's Mark Martin all over the back of him. Yeah, because usually, like, if you wave, I guess I waved too fast. They couldn't, like, get around the pace car or whatever in time. So that's what kind of screwed that up. But Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson now, 1-2. Here comes Kurt Busch. All very confusing. If this was real life, they would throw the yellow back out. A couple Abraham cars. Yikes. Yeah. But, anyway, Mark Martin in the lead now. Yeah, probably lap 50 we'll throw a yellow and just kind of recycle everything because got screwed up because the pit stop there. We'll throw that 50. If Burton gets lapped here, we'll also wave him and then wave everybody else. We'll get it ready. I mean, I don't know. Because, like, I want to do that, but also at the same time, like, this happened fairly naturally. But I feel like, I don't know. Oh, here comes Johnson. We'll let it play out naturally, but we'll have this keyed up just in case something happens. But yeah, I mean, this completely flipped the race on its head. I mean, it was the 99 and the 16's race to lose, and the 16's the second car lap down. You got the 30 back here, first car lap down, and Biffle is right here. Del Jarrett's up to 12th. Nice little recovery for him. Get the 33. He was able to cycle up front. There's a 40. He was able to cycle really well. Ryan Newman. There's Casey Mears. We got Mark Martin now leading. Yeah, I don't know. It was natural. We'll just let it go. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll see what happens. But for now, no yellow. But Mark Martin's leading. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. We got a battle for 5th here. Marlin, Joe Nemechek up in the top 10 now. I mean, this completely just flipped this race on its head. Yeah, ooh, Casey King's got like engine damage or something I missed. Because he did not go on that restart. As the top 2, I believe it was the top 2 in the standings from last season. Jimmy Johnson and Mark Martin. Matt Kent's 13th, your current points leader. Yeah, it's going to hurt Jeremy Mayfield in the points for sure. But Sterling Marlin should be able to make up some ground. I don't know, Jeff Gordon just has not been consistent as he has been. Or was last season. Your current points leader going for, I believe that's 12th, maybe even 10th. Sterling Marlin, 7th. Came into the race 38 points back. Yeah, P12 there. There's Gordon, P16. Meanwhile, back up front, Johnson's closing in little by little on Mark Martin. As Jimmy Johnson continues to hone in on Mark Martin, little by little, he's going to get a big run here. I don't know if he's close enough to make a pass. These guys are... Steve Park's a little quicker than those guys. Have a little fresher tires. There goes Johnson around the outside. And Mark Martin's going to pit, giving the lead to Jimmy Johnson. He's going to get himself a bonus point. I don't know, this thing might cycle around yet. I have no idea what's going on in this race. Ooh, Marlin almost blocked Elliott Sadler there. That was tight. There's Michael Waltrip coming out of the pits. There comes Jimmy Johnson coming in. Looks like Ryan Newman's going to stay out and grab himself a bonus point. Looks like Tony Stewart also stayed out. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kenny Wallace, Kevin Harvick. I mean, it worked last time, right? We had a pretty decent wreck. We'll have to see here. There's Jimmy Johnson getting his service. See where Mark Martin currently is. He's coming out of the pits now, going into turn 3. There's Ken Schrader. Can he stay in front of Ken? He does. Here comes Mark rounding turn 4. On to the front stretch now. Johnson now leaving the pits. This is going to be close out cycles right here. It's going to be a drag race down into turn 3 here. There's Johnson there. Mark is clear of Jeff Burton. Here comes Mark Martin around the outside. Johnson's got the inside, but not the momentum. Mark Martin clears. there's just not as much grip up top. Johnson's able to close on the inside. Mark Martin will grab the lead once everything cycles here. There's Ryan Newman. These guys should pass easily, giving the lead back to Mark Martin. And yeah, with 15 to go though, where did Mark Martin pit? Mark Martin was on pit road at lap 58. He should be able to make it. I think he's good by like 1, maybe 2 laps. But it's going to be interesting. Can Jimmy Johnson, he's got a huge run right here. I don't think it's going to be enough to get him by turn 3. Nope, not enough. But he's looking to get another run here. As you just saw that, look at that lap traffic. These guys are running 27.8s, 27.9s. These guys are running 29.4s. Side by side. I mean, these guys are way quicker. Oh no, you don't want this win to be decided by lap traffic. Johnson's got a big run looking into turn 3. He's right on his rear bumper. There goes the 00 to pit. There's a 77 to Dave Blaney. Where's he gonna go? Inside, outside? He's gonna go inside. Johnson's there. Side by side for the lead. Johnson's able to get to the inside. He's gonna use him as a pick on Mark Martin. Oh no, it looked like Johnson was gonna get held up by the 77. Mark can't get it turned under him. Still can't get it turned under him. Still, there he is. He's to his inside now. And now Johnson's looking to the inside of the 32. That was close. But now that's put a huge gap between both of them here. As here comes Johnson's going to catch the 22 on the exit. Or not quite. Oh, big checkup right there. Mark Martin goes way high. Looks like they're both pitting. Johnson had a checkup for it. As Johnson's going to cycle the leader with 21 to go. We'll take a peek ahead. There's Bobby Labonte running a little quicker times than the leaders. There's a 33, and we got a yellow. The 33's got damaged and slow on the inside. Did something happen? Oh yeah, something happened. Oh yeah. Ooh, Biffle just got in a little hot. Ooh, big hit by the 33 there. Look out, everybody. And again, I believe this is going to shake everything up. Now, Jimmy Johnson's going to get the lead here. Mark Martin's right on his tail. If these guys pit, Mark Martin's not letting him out of his sight. There's Robbie Gordon. Looks like the 77 should get the lucky dog here. A lot of cars, at least one lap down. Only 19 cars on the lead lap. And that includes the 33s on pit road getting service now. Here we go. The leader's pit. Johnson, Mark Martin's coming. Looks like everybody's coming here. Looks like Steve Park's going to stay out. Try and maybe get a wave around here. Everybody's coming. Seeing if anybody back here is going to try and stay out. Maybe get a bonus point or something. Whoa, Ward Burton! McMurray! And that's going to just stack this whole back of the field up, Junior. I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like Burton didn't want to pit right there. We'll catch up on the race out of the pit road here. He's on the apron. Looks like he got kind of stuck down there and tried shooting for a gap. And there is the 42. Meanwhile, these guys taking rights. Johnson taking 4. Mark Martin's taking 4. I believe Newman took just right sides. Yeah, Ryan Newman with just right side tires. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff going on right here. People trying to blend back in line. But it looks like Ryan Newman might be your leader. Well, the 22 somehow got out of line. He's been trying to get back in line for the longest time. He's back in line now. We got less than 20 to go. Looks like all these guys are going to stay out, try and get the wave around. Looks like the 77 this time by. We'll get the wave around. We'll try not to screw this one up this time. So we've got the 2. Okay, go. And we'll send the 18. Go. And you got the 32. Go. And we'll send the 45. And go. We got the 49, 31. Go. 1. Go. And we got the 22. Oh, not yet, not yet. Go. We got the 9. We're gonna have to do this. Go. Uh-oh, I forgot the 11, didn't I? Well, that works out. And go. Got the 84. Go. And there we go. There we go. Everybody's got their wave around here. At least a wave around. We got Ryan Newman on 2 tires. I believe Tony Stewart's on 2 tires. Got 2 lap cars. 2 really fast lap cars. This Texas race is upside down. Is your Daytona 500 champion will bring us across the line to complete lap 68. Here comes the 99, the 16. Here comes rookie Paul Menard, Ron Hornaday. Your points leader sitting 15th right now. All these guys are catching the back of the field. We're gonna bring this around. Here we go, coming off of turn 4, we're going to get 16 laps to go. And the green flag is out, we are back underway from Texas. We got Paul Menard looking to the inside of 3 wide. Jeff Burton, I think, is quick enough to where he can maybe get his lap back, as there goes Mark Martin to the inside of Jimmy Johnson. Mark Martin might just be in the catbird seat here. What a move from the 23 to make it 3 wide. Now Biffle's in between the 12 and the 6. The 48's back there. And the 20's on old tires. There goes Mark Martin to the inside. They're 3 wide. Travis Kvapil backs out of it. And now Mark Martin's going for the lead. What a move, and he is clear with momentum. Right there, Jimmy Johnson, he's clear. Mark Martin gets down. Or that's Greg Biffle. Is right there, Greg Biffle's doing Mark Martin a solid by just kind of holding that 48 back. You know, the 12 on 2 tires is not going to have the potential or the speed. But, you know, if he can hang on to a top 5 or a top 10, that'd be a great points day for that 12 bunch. Meanwhile, Mark Martin's there going to the inside of Ron Hornaday. He's got his teammate between them. Again, I believe, especially with that yellow, probably is going to have enough fuel here to win it. And yellow flag is out. Something happened here. We'll follow the race back to the line here. Looks like the 30 might get the lucky dog here. 23 is trying to stay 1 lap down. This is going to be really important. Trying to pinch the 6. Going to be run back to the line. They're going to be side by side. Can the 23 stay 1 lap down? I think so. As we see smoke and tire tracks there, what happened? Got the 33 on the apron. Nothing happened here. So this was the... Oh, here we go. found it. Oh gosh, we got a lot of shortened up cars here. Looks like Tony Stewart, the 7. Tony Stewart had a tire go down. Yeah, Tony Stewart had a flat, ran over by the 40. Big wreck. Kyle Petty upside down into the wall. Oh my gosh. Is he okay? I mean, Sterling Marlin, Kevin Harvick. Oh my gosh. Dave Blaney's involved. We need to make sure Kyle Petty's okay after that one. I mean, just T-bone in the right area. I mean, oh my gosh. I don't even want to watch that one again. See how Jeff Green, did he make it through it on the outside? Just barely. Further wreck it in front. I mean, I flinch every time I look at that 45. I hope he's okay. We may have to censor that one. Yeah, these guys were 3 wide back here. There's Dale Jr. making it through. I mean, Dale Jarrett got rear-ended a ton by Kyle Petty. I wonder if he got some whiplash. There's Coy Gibbs getting tagged by Robbie Gordon. Oh man, you hate to see that one too. That was a massive hit. Oh. Terrible, terrible accident here at Texas. Ooh. One more time in real speed. There's a 20 with the flat. Michael Waltrip getting a piece. Yeah, we're just hoping that Kyle Petty we're hoping he's okay. That was a terrible crash, terrible hit. The 30 will get the lucky dog here. Coy Gibbs probably got shooken up as well. He's still out there, he's still kicking, but just a terrible accident. Yeah, we'll have to see. They took him straight to the hospital, local hospital. They didn't even bother with the infield care center. They took him straight from the car to the hospital, and we'll hopefully get any updates tonight. Alright, we are back here at Texas. We're gonna get the restart here with 8 laps to go. We got a duel on our hands. We got Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, one of the fastest cars all day. Got, out of order, out of position, running 18th right now. The first car 1 lap down. He's gonna be hoping here for a quick yellow. Got Joe Nemechek up there, and alright there, Greg Biffle kind of spun the tires a little bit. Johnson's looking to try and catch up to Mark Martin. And a great jump there from Johnson. He's looking to try and get a run off Mark Martin. Does he make a move? Coming into 3. There goes Joe Nemechek looking to the inside of the 16. That's probably best case scenario for the 6 or the 48. Because then those two kind of get a little separation from the top 2. I believe it's 7 to go now. A yellow flag is back out. So we got Warden Burton here on the apron. I believe the 9 was also involved. Ooh, yeah, what happened here with Bill Elliott? Ooh, looks like he tried coming up on the 84. Not clear. Ooh, 22 tagged the 9. Round they go. That'll bring out the yellow once again here in Texas. That'll be Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, Joe Nemechek, your top 3 with Biffle getting the wave around. Yeah, we're going to get a restart with just a couple to go here. Time by will be 6 to go. So kind of go through the field here. We'll keep the position ticker on so you can kind of see, get an idea where people are. We got Casey Mears qualified 10th today. It's currently 4th. Kurt Busch had a really fast car 5th. Jeff Gordon P6, not bad. Travis Quapple 27th. Ryan Newman, Steve Park, Elliott Sadler 8th. Ricky Craven there. Bobby Labonte. Dale Jr. 9th, not bad. Jamie McMurray, after a horrible qualifying run, runs 10th. There's Ken Schrader, 21st. Harvick just outside the top 10. John Andretti, look at the left side of that car. Jeff Green there. Brian Vickers, 13th. Kenny Wallace, Michael Waltrip. There's your point leader, Matt Kenseth, 15th. There's his teammate, Jeff Burton. It'll be interesting to see him climb through the field. Paul Menard there. Robbie Gordon, Ron Hornaday. Corey Gibbs is missing a hood. Both of those cars are shortened up at the back. And there comes Biffle, 18th. There's the 9 right there. There'll be 18 cars in the lead lap. Steve Park is now the car in the lucky dog position all the way. Where's Steve? There's Steve. Right behind his teammate. But yeah, this race is running just over an hour. A lot of yellows. We'll kind of speed this along here, and we'll see. We get the 1 to go. Alright, we are back here. We are going into turn 3. And on the restart, it'll be 3 laps to go. So if there's one more yellow after this, the race will end under caution. So we just turned over the 1 hour, 3 minute mark. It's going to be 2 Hendrick guys. Actually, 3 Hendrick guys in the top 3 versus 2 Roush guys. Followed by 2 Dodges. But they, where's the 41 at? What happened to the 41? Casey Mears had a tire go down on the restart. Anyways, back to green. Mark Martin gets a great jump. There's the 41. Man, heartbreak. We were just talking about him. Oh, man. Casey Mears looking to try and limp it down at the bottom. Trying not to lose control, buddy. You got a tire going down. Or did he get fixed already? I'm not sure. Anyways, Mark Martin leads us. Here goes Joe Nemechek up the inside. Kurt Busch is trying to get around Jeff Gordon or hold off Jeff Gordon. Hopefully he's trying to hold him off. 2 to go. Because Jimmy Johnson's got the draft and a huge run on Mark Martin. Green flag is still out. Here comes Jimmy Johnson looking to get a big run down the back into turn 3. I don't think Joe Nemechek, I think he's a little too far out. It's going to come down to Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, 1 lap to go, 1.5 miles left here at Texas. White flag is out, final lap. There goes Jimmy Johnson. He's looking to the inside. He's showing his nose. Mark Martin very defensive. Jimmy Johnson has to check up and give him some space. I don't know if Johnson can mount another run. I think right there he needed a lift and try to maybe run down in turn 3. I felt like that was kind of a desperation move. Mark Martin just got to get these last two turns out of turn 4. Mark Martin, Roush, and Ford are going to win yet another race here at Texas. Well, that's some cars on pit road down there. Now we know who your top 5 are. There's Elliott Sadler, there's Dale Earnhardt Jr., McMurray, Vickers with a top 10, John Andretti with a top 10 with that car destroyed on the left side there. Matt Kenseth, Kenny Wallace, Michael Waltrip. Kind of thumb through these guys here. A lot of these guys, I don't know if they can make it on fuel. Must have pitted there. We'll kind of thumb through these finishers. But here's your winner, Mark Martin. And yeah, we'll show you results here. Just kind of, there we go. Almost an hour and 6 minutes. But yeah, Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson. Here, let me export this before it crashes on me. 36. So yeah, Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, Nemechek, Busch, Gordon, top 5. Pole sitter was Biffle. He finished P19. So kind of go through these results here. Only 29 cars finished. 12 on the lead lap. Yeah, we'll give you an update here on Kyle Petty. Hopefully, at the end of the video, we'll have to see what's going on out there at the hospital. But there's your 42 finishers, and I'll be right back. We'll look at the points, and we'll send you off. I believe next week, I think, is Auto Club. I could be wrong. We'll double check that. We'll get the points, double check what next week is, and we'll see if we can hear it all from Kyle Petty. Alrighty, so I just got the race playing here in the background. Um, yeah, so this is race lap 17, whatever. It's just playing in the background while I talk. First of all, Kyle Petty is in the hospital. He will be in the hospital at least a couple days. He is expected to race next week. Where are we at next week? Auto Club. Again, high speeds right there. Would not be surprised if Richard Petty or Petty Motorsports, you know, put a different driver in that car just to not hurt Kyle Petty further. That was a vicious hit, vicious accident. And then we'll go ahead and let's check out the points here. And these are the updated points. We got Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin. Joe Nemechek is up to 5th. He's also on a contract season. We'll have to see how that goes. Kurt Busch, Mayfield, Sterling Marlin dropped some. Steve Park is doing really well in the 2. And then Michael Waltrip rounds out your top 10. I know Kenny Walls dropped some. Dale Jr. has a win. He's fallen back some. Harvick not doing great in the 29. He would, surely wish to be higher. Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart, 31st, 32nd. Yikes. See here, if anybody else kind of sticks out. No, Ricky Craven, Jack Sprague, Ward Burton, Dave Blaney, Bobby Labonte, the bottom 5, who's all raced all 6 races. But yeah, well, that was Texas for you. Crazy, wild, upside down race. Strategy filled. We'll have to give you an update here. We'll have to see what next week brings with Kyle Petty. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. You have a great rest of your day.